penny for your thoughts, Chief.
ShinRobjira.
Hello, and welcome. Up first, I just wanted to give a loving shout out and thank you to that of Hiya Toys. If not for them sending me this review sample, this review would not be possible. Thank you, Hiya. Now. Hiya Toys, Shimo is here, and my god, we've got some grounds to cover. From her claws, to her feet, to her leggy arms, into her torso, head, and dorsal crystals, Hiya really has quite a lot of shine going on here. Got the new shoe shine. I mean, right off the bat here, with the head, we're gonna have to go try Poddle. And we're going to have to do a pre-production zoom. Yep, just like the Stylus series, Shimo's gonna have a tiny, tiny little speck of blue on her very blackened eye, and let's get in there nice and sweet. Look at that. Yeah, it's not completely on center or anything, but look at the size of that. That's my pinky. It looks like an asteroid of flesh, but no, that's tiny. Look at that. Can you friggin' believe that? That is Nutter Butters, bro. So in terms of Shimo's skin, especially on film, and especially in some pictures, she's going to appear exceptionally white, with little splashes of pink here and there, which I believe is what's giving her that very gemstony shine. And that is going to continue into her dorsal crystals as well. And it really is impressive just how shiny and capturable this shine is. I mean, in all honesty, Shimo kind of looks like bubbles. Like Homegirl is made out of some kind of janitorial material used to clean things. And, I mean, just look at the tip of the tail over here. As I move it, that purple sheen disappears and comes right back. Whatever paint they used, whatever painting technique they used, it's everywhere where there is blue. You will see a mixture of purple, you will see a mixture of baby blue and darker blue and purples. It is quite insane. And yes, you guessed it, it'll be like that on Shimo's head spikes as well, including the ones on her jaw and the side of her face, even the really tiny ones. And if I show you in hand and I move the figure about, you can see that just beautiful, beautiful gleam going on. Sometimes it's deep blue, sometimes it's just purpular, and I really, really do dig that. Take a look at this here spike, for example. Yeah, just blue. Tilted a bit. No, that's purple. I really, really dig this paint application if you can't tell. Seriously, all of the holiday weekend is just me sitting in this room all by myself, no family, no friends, no loved ones, just doing this. And to think that this is like that on nearly every single spike on Shimo. I mean, maybe not. Oh, wait, no. I'm seeing a hint of purple over here. That's nuts. That's an attention to detail I truly, truly wasn't expecting. Yep, there's even going to be purple over here. That is nuts. And you can even see it on Shimo's nails as well. There's even going to be a tiny bit of it on the centerpiece neck jewel thing. It's not going to be as loud or as ostentatious as people might want, but it's kind of there. I feel like I can kind of see that. Granted, these are much lighter blue as compared to what else is strewn across the figure's body. Now, before I cover one last point, let's take a look at the inside of Shimo's mouth. My god, would you look at that pupper maw. We're going to have fully painted teeth. This time, I think the teeth are actually sculpted down here. Yeah, I can see little bumps. Although I will say Shimo's top row isn't as impressive. There's a bit of a mess going on over there, but dog. Pinky. Teeth. I really do love the paint application going on Shimo's membranes and even on the inside of her mouth over here. I mean, just look at that. That didn't need to be painted. That didn't need to be detailed like that, but it still is. Fire. Exceptionally big love and respect to having this area over here painted. And it's actually detailed too if you just give her a bit of an angular. Look at that. That's friggin' nuts. And the gloss just adds to it so beautifully. And just look at this sweet puppo. Homegirl just wants a treat. And the paint and detail work on the tongue as well. I can't not comment on it because that is nuts. You can actually see fucking taste buds towards the back of her tongue. And then the smoothness of the first, couple inches of tongue. Bro, what are you, Hiya? Look at that. It kind of looks like the Matanui stone is risen. Yes, just below all this glorious paint is going to exist a hearty amount of detailage, and it is nuts just how much is crammed into it. I've praised Hiya before. This is not a new thing to do. Not for me and not for a better part of the fandom, but praise needs to be communicated here because it is simply immense. Although, my singular befuddlement with this here figure is unfortunately going to be within the paint, as right out of the box. Look at that. Yeah, there was some chipped paint right out of the box, right on those gorgeous blue nails that homegirl got all nice and done up. Thankfully, not too many horrors similar to that will be present on the front toes. So, I will extend a certain warning to people out there. Do be careful with the feet. Both when getting it out of the box and when it's entirely out. We've talked about nearly everything Johnny Topside, now let us travel to the underside. More fantastic armor-plated looking detail, although now it's much smoother than it is up top. Look at the little paw over here, all the wrinkles and everything. Very, very nice, and still shiny too. Wow. Don't correct me because I'm not wrong, because this is extremely impressive work coming out of Hiya. Usually it is, especially in terms of detail, but this is something entirely different. Seriously, that shine. Soap bubbles. The last area to which we must speak is going to be the underside of the tail, and it's nothing crazy. But it's definitely worth talking about because that armor-plated Undertalian look is something else. Bro be going hard like a motherfucking harpoon. Yeah, the detail is great, the paint made it all the way around, and I've got nothing but good things to say. Truly magnificent, ultimately eye-catching. Hiya Toys Shimo visually knocks it out of the park. But before I go Lego technique on ya, let's take a look at some size comparisons. Standing on all fours, Shimo will be slightly under 6 inches tall if you go by her head, but if you go by her dorsal crystals back there, she'll be just about, if not slightly over 6 inches tall. That completely changes once you get her on her hind legs and she's well over 10 inches tall. Shokugan. Reaction. Limited theater movie. Premium movie again. HG. Finger Puppets. Playmates Giant Shimo. Playmates Battle Roar Shimo. Playmates Standard Shimo. Hiya Stylist Goji. Hiya Stylist Shimo. Hiya Exquisite Basic Pre-Evolved Godzilla. SH Monster Arts Pre-Evolved Godzilla. But wait, we're not done yet. Standing Theatrical Limited Movie. Standing Premium Movie. Standing Premium Movie again. Standing Giant Playmates. Standing Playmates Battle Roar. Standing Playmates Standard. Standing Hiya Exquisite Basic. Standing SH Monster Arts. Standing Stylist 1 and Standing Stylist 2. And Standing Premium Monster King Series. Alright, articulation time. Prepare thyselves, as this is the most neutral I can get Shimo. And that's about to change quite a lot. Starting at the head up here, we can swivel all the way around very, very easily. Can even get some decent side-to-side motion without rocking with the neck. And at the head, we can look down pretty decently and up not at all. But as you can see here, the mid portion of the neck can swivel, which means there is a way to mitigate. Pull that head down, swivel the neck to the side, swivel the head. Can you even really tell? Yeah, a little bit, but now Shimo can look up much, much further. Yes, when viewing it from an alternate angle, that is going to look weird and just not at all appealing, but it's a fix. If Hiya can fix that for Shimo 2.0 Frostbitten version, we'll see. So just like the head, the neck can swivel all the way around and can aid in Shimo looking up, looking down, looking left, looking right. Now, since movie Shimo's neck is much shorter than that of concept art Shimo, you know, we're not going to be able to get that full neck bend around to look all the way behind her. It's not a bad fit of movement, though. I'm gonna be honest. Alright, time to take a look at these arms. At Shimo's shoulders over here, we can move all the way around. Yes, full swivular. At Shimo's shoulders over here, you can move them in very, very far. It's more so moving out where it feels a bit limited. Looking a bit bisexual over here with this here swivel. We'll also get a nice bend in at the elbow over here. It's not the deepest bend in or out, but it is a bend nonetheless. You think I don't see you flipping me off? Yeah. And we will get a bit of a swivel at the bicep over here. No matter how many times I've heated it up, it does kind of just tighten up on me, and that might end up being a good thing later on. Who knows? There will also be a swivel at the forearm over here. Very nice. Gonna get a swivel at the lower lower forearm, aka wrist. Gonna get a swivel at the hand, as well as a bend up about that far, and a bend down not all that far. This joint over here will help in getting bends up and bends down. But that help is gonna be rather minimal, as you're seeing. Alrighty, now it's time for the most impressive feature that is featured on this figure. Ayo, high five, yeah. The fingers will be able to go down about this far each, although the thumb over here can go down quite a bit further and actually has a ball joint at its base. So it can move up, down, left, and right just a little bit. I would recommend caution with these fingers. They've not given me an issue yet, or at all for that matter, but those hinge joints, they're very tiny. So let's get all the fingers down. And you know what? Let's turn the hand around too. She was such a sweet girl. And I'm mainly doing this because, haha, funny middle finger. But also because each and every single finger can swivel all the way around at the knuckle. Which, this inclusion is crazy. Unfortunately, the toes on the hind feet will not be articulated at all. Now we gotta talk about Shimo's body. As you can see, it's broken up into 3 major pieces. On the top of her back over here, you will see divots for movement, so you can get that neutral, just hot doggish body. But apply some pressure. Ugh, look at that curve. Look at that friggin' curve. My God. And believe it or not, you can get a swivel all the way around over here. You will be avoiding the other spikes entirely. No scratched paint. Now, I haven't yet attempted this maneuver yet, but let's see how it goes. Move the legs out of the way. Wowzers. Which can only mean the exact same thing will be present. Oh yes. Now that's pretty impressive, but I will say, I expected better. But in that same breath, you bring everything up, and Shimo will lock into place. Nice! Expectations fulfilled. Check this one out, Buford. Woo! Look at that curve Shimo can attain. Not a bad curve at all. What do you mean? Of course you could do it on both sides, Yug. Aha! Looking like a curved banana diamond dog. The hind legs, at a basic articulated standpoint, can swivel all the way around. Don't make me a liar. There we go. They can also move out quite a bit, so Shimo can rest on the ground and frog it up. From here, though, the Exquisite kind of takes a back seat and we get more into the basic. We will get a swivel right above the knee. We will get a swivel right below the knee. We will get a lovely bend at the knee in 2 different places. A very tight shin swivel over here, which I do believe, yes, it does have some pivoting towards it. We've got a nice swivel at the angular piece over here, but does this joint look familiar to all of you? Yes, that's right. This right here is the same swivel hinge joint that Ghidorah had in his arms. Both versions. So you will get that seamless hinge in and out and pivot. Look at that. Do it again, Shimo. Give him up. Pivot. Hell yeah. So when combined together with all of the movement that is possible in the legs, the amount of a pivot you're gonna get out of Shimo is quite nuts. Alright, so I stand corrected. There was some Exquisite in that basic, but now we get to the tail where it really is just flat basic. Yeah, this tail, I mean, if you look at all the footage, it mostly stayed in the same place throughout, so there's that. And this tail does very much hold a pose. I mean, look at that curve up. Now I can show you this wild-ass curve down. Look at that. Girl's gonna go fishing with her tail, just like, was that Littlefoot? That might have been Littlefoot. I don't know. And we will get some lovely curves to the side. Lovely, lovely, lovely. If you swivel pieces of the tail about, you can actually attain more of a curve just because of, you know, all the quantum dynamicals of moving and shit. I don't have a chart. And since the tail is all ball joints, they will all be able to swivel in one way or another. As a tail, it's a bit basic, but you know what? I love that it can hold a pose. What the hell's a tree out? Try out, you half a meatball. Okay, yeah, I stand corrected, but it will not lose its pose over time. It holds it. Just when you shake it, yeah, it's gonna go down. And I assure you, it's only when you shake it here where something will go down. Okay. For lack of a better joke, I apologize. I know that happens a lot here on this channel, but I am exquisitely impressed with what Hiya Toys did with their exquisite basic Shimo. And my impressed nature kind of just shoots off into every direction because this is a hefty figure. This is a figure that can retain its shape no matter the pose you really get it into, even if it's a twisted mess. The fact that Shimo can retain her shape as she poses is nuts. The fact that I can get this hefty friggin' figure into hind leg stances is nuts. And on top of all of that, Hiya included posable fingers. We knew that was happening a while ago, but the level of expressiveness just by posable fingers, hinge joints, plus 2 ball joints for the thumbs. That changed the game entirely. I really do hope the stop motion side of the fandom goes nuts with this figure because I can't wait to see what they do. And just overall, it adds something crazy to this figure. It really does. And if my main complaint is going to be that I wish the tail could do a bit more, I think we're pretty much off scot-free here because at the torso, as I showcased, we can get some deep inner curves. At the arms, we're able, arms and legs, we're both legs, but you get it. You can get deep down low with this stuff. You can get expressive with Shimo's fingers. You can tilt their head. You can move it up, down, all the way around. Everything about this figure is just kind of fucking impressive, and I'm running out of things to say. But I have to keep talking because I took so many pictures and I feel like a lot of these poses are very relevant to everything that I'm saying, so I'm sorry. I think Shimo might be Hiya Toys' most impressive figure to date. And it's not just because of the fingers either. I had my set expectations when we were first shown off Shimo however long ago, well over a year now. And going into this figure, even after watching Figure Mania Show's review, Goji Box's review, Kaiju Canucks review, I still had those set expectations, but this is very much like Super 7 Fun levels of you need to get this thing in hand to appreciate it because it is so much more. And I'm trying my best to communicate and show that to the best of my abilities. This figure needs to be seen. This figure needs to be appreciated because seriously, I really do think Hiya knocked it out of the park. I really do think Hiya should be very proud of what they did here. While I don't like delays. If this is what we can expect from everything that has been delayed in some way, shape, or form, I can't say that I would exactly be forever mad at that. Well, friends and neighbors, that's about enough out of me. Hope you enjoyed this review. I do apologize it took so long to come out. USPS be acting brazy, and of course I got it on a Friday before a holiday weekend where your boy had to cook. Yeah, Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Shimo. I can definitely see this thing be... Is that a fucking pen?